Hello everybody, my name is Gomez-Schempp and welcome to another episode of Does It Pass the Smell Test? Well, today I'm going to talk about basically creating a clean room, and maybe it's the wrong term, but it's actually to have a room in my house in case one of us comes down with COVID. Now the problem with getting COVID right now is that people aren't wearing masks. And we live in a community that there's more and more deaths each day, more and more cases, because people aren't wearing masks and are going into crowds of people. The bars are still open, restaurants are still open. People are coming down with COVID, and people are dying left and right in North Dakota. Wear a mask. This mask is a Maggie's mask. My sister makes masks. You can go on Facebook and look up at Maggie's masks and look for one of these. These are great. They're close to an N95 or the equivalent to N95. It'll protect me for the COVID coming in, protect you for the COVID going out. Now, I've thought a lot about what happens if one of us gets sick, because right now the hospitals in North Dakota, ICU beds are full. There's really nowhere to go. And the hospitals are not letting you in unless you have really, really, really bad symptoms and basically can't breathe. They'll let you in. If you're getting pneumonia in your lungs, they'll let you in. So there's some things that you can do to help make life a little more simple and safe and be able to take care of a loved one in your own home. And there's a few simple tools you can get, but then there's a few more expensive ones if you want to go that route, but I would recommend that you do. Well, one of the first things that we need is an oximeter. It's that little thing you put on your finger that measures your oxygen concentration in your bloodstream. It also gives you the pulse. And this specific one, you can use it any time of the day, and you can really see where your oxygen level is at. So that's an important thing, and you can find those online, and they vary in price from $30 to like $100. Now, something else that was a little bit more spendy, but I thought was very important, was an oxygen concentrator. Now, I thought about, how do you get oxygen? You see the big green tubes, and you have the tubes that go up to people's nose, and they got a crank on this thing. Looks like they're wearing scuba gear when they're in line at the grocery store, and they got their oxygen tank. And I thought, is there another alternative? And yes, there is. There's a machine called the oxygen concentrator that basically takes the air in the room, which is hydrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and whatever else there is, and it'll basically strip the oxygen out of the air, create it, send it down a tube, and goes up your nose and into your lungs. So it's an oxygen concentrator. That's a very important thing if you are getting sick and you start to, your lungs start to fill up. That would be very important. Now, another thing that I think is very important that I've just ordered, and I'll be getting on Monday, is a HEPA air filter. Now, a HEPA air filter is basically, HEPA filters will basically filter out any COVID that's in the room. So this is a nice thing that we can use, and it'll make the air clean in the room. And on top of that, I would like to install a humidifier. This is a simple humidifier, very $30 humidifier. Vicks has them, and other companies have them, and it's going to keep the air moist in the room. And that comfortability of moist, warm air, oxygen concentrator, HEPA filter, that's going to be a very clean room, because we talked the other day on my piece on PPE is taking care of a loved one in your house. You have to protect yourself so you don't get sick. And that way you can protect yourself. But also, it'll create a cleaner room, a more comfortable room, and also it might supersede the person having to go to the hospital, because the oxygen might help them heal. I'll do in another episode some of the other medical things we can do that gets a lot more detailed, but other things that could help save the life of your loved one. Now, I'd just like to encourage people to please wear a mask. If you don't have one, and you're embarrassed about them or whatever it is that people aren't wearing masks, or you think you can just defy what's going on with COVID, don't. Get a mask. Go to Maggie's Mask on Facebook and buy one. She'll ship it right out to you. She has many stylish looks and colors and designs and sizes, and she'll accommodate you. Or you can just slap any old mask on. But remember my piece on masks, N95 masks are going to protect you from COVID, and people, if you have COVID, it'll protect them from getting COVID from you. Very important to protect yourself. We don't want those numbers going up. And I'm going to stay indoors. I'll go outside, of course, my yard and those sorts of things. But I'm not going to go into public places until this stuff clears, until other people get disciplined and start wearing masks and help bring the COVID cases down. There's really nothing I can think of in this episode that didn't pass the smell test. I think all these things are good. So these ones, let's get a clear bill of health for the smell test. And remember, wash your hands, wear a mask, hopefully a Maggie's mask, and don't go visiting people. Don't visit any people until this thing is in more of the clear and more people wear a mask. Stay indoors, stay in your home, protect yourself. If everybody does that, just for 2 weeks, things would change in our lives and we'd have a better COVID-free world. We eventually want to get there. Hopefully that'll happen, but you got to start by wearing a mask. Have a great day.